Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Infinitude series. Of course, hosted by Slipstream and Challenger Mode, our partners of Slipstream. You're watching at the semi-finals, best of 5 series between Mustu, Flick, and Sick. I'm not alone. I'm joined by Blue Wolf. Welcome.
Great to be here. Looking forward to some great Rocket League. I casted the last Infinitude series, and the best game in that one was the semi-final. So we're hoping for a little bit of a repeat of that one. The two teams we've got going up on this stream, it's going to be Sick! Exclamation mark. I'm sure they love being called that, or just I don't want to scream and just wreck Faded's the producer's mind, so I'm not going to. But it's them going up against Azza and friends. So we'll see if Azza's friends do him proud and can they make the grand final. A lot on the line, Dennis, here. Oh, it's Mustu Flick. I've read the wrong game. Mustu Flick playing Sick. That's the problem with brackets, isn't it?
Yeah, I was about to say it is Mustu, Fluck. And well, if we have a little look at the lineup, I think it's Creamy, Zinni, and Kofood against Sick, which are consisting of Defsy, J-Waits, and Esk. And pretty interesting to see J-Waits, because I know from the Benelux team, one of the best Belgian players there. But yeah, we're just gonna see if these teams all very close to each other. I think it's going to be a really close game, to be honest. Just looking at the rosters of these both teams. Of course, both already made the semifinals, but only one of these teams can make the grand final. Of course, in the grand final, we are having a best of 7 series. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see both teams playing against each other, and really looking. I think that both of these teams haven't really played with this lineup. At least I know from Creamy and from J-Waits, they aren't really familiar in that lineup, in that team. So it's going to be really interesting to see both teams playing against each other and seeing, how much fit of a team that is, and maybe there is some potential to, from this pickup roster, become a really solid team. After all, maybe winning this Infinitude series would help with that.
Yeah, it's always the classic one-day tournament mixed team is what we seem to be seeing here at the moment. I'm going to give you a quick update, Dennis, on all the teams' previous results in the tournament. For Mustu Flick, they've won all their previous games. Would you like to hear 6 previous results?
Just goes through them all. Just go through them all.
I will go through them all now. This might take a minute. It was a win, followed by a win, and then in their last game, it was a bit of a change up, but it was still a win. So I think they've won 3 in a row. So both teams very evenly matched in terms of the past results. And I'm pretty excited to see which one of these would win. If I had to push you to make a prediction, which one would you pick?
It's gonna be a hard one. I think I'm just going for Sick. Just because I really know Jerry. He's an incredible skill player. I'm just going for Sick. In this, of course, best of 5 series semifinals. And of course, one of these teams will make it to the grand final of this 3rd Infinitude series, hosted by Slipstream, and of course our partners at Challenger Mode. But yeah, we have things kicked off here between, of course, Mustu, Fluck, and Sick. So, if you would have to make a prediction between both, we see a really good chance here. J-Waits already putting Sick in the lead, but now it's maybe a little bit scuffed to make a prediction because, of course, you already have one team in the lead. But if you would have to make a prediction between these both teams, who will make it to the grand final?
Well, I was definitely going to say Sick before J-Waits put in that banger of a shot. A great way to start this semi-final off, and his side are looking pretty confident in the early stages here. Still an awful long way to go still of this best of 5 of Rocket League as we are back underway. So it seems like both of us seem to be right sick of the team on top at the moment, but I'd be very surprised if this ends 1-0.
Definitely. I think, already seeing a goal in the first 10 seconds of the game, of this whole series, actually means a lot of this game, maybe for the entire series as well. Now already here, the other side, we see J-Waits making the great save after he, of course, made the very first goal of this series. J-Waits keeps control of the ball, tries to flick it past one, can't really get it though. Defsy, a big miss from him, has got boost to work with. J-Waits takes it over, trying to get to the side. I see Zinni trying to create something, popping the ball in the middle, but J-Waits there again to get the ball in the corner. Teammate waiting there, but couldn't quite get the ball into the goal or finding one of his teammates. J-Waits trying to clear the ball out as gets bumped in the goal by Creamy, but not really there from Mustu to follow that up. We saw a really, really good start from Sick in the first 10 seconds, but since then, Mustu kind of came back and are kind of in the offense trying to find an equalizer in game 1.
Yeah, 3.5 minutes on the clock. Mustu Flick, they are chasing that equalizer, as you said, and they're building some pressure here. Here comes Kofed, pass across the box. It is intercepted, but intercepted again by Zenix. That's a miss in the air from Creamy, which might let Esk go on the front foot. It doesn't. So at the moment, it seems that one team just defending that 1-goal lead, and they will fail as Kofu puts in the equaliser for his side. A solo goal from his own half, dribbles it across the pitch, and gets the double touch.
Yeah, a pretty clean double touch from him, and we saw Jawitz trying to read it from the back wall, but maybe it was just a little bit too fast, maybe a little bit too slow. But something we can say is that he completely missed the ball then from the back wall, leaving Kofu the free double tap chance there, and he definitely will not miss those. Getting the equalizer here in game number 1, 3 minutes still to be played. Everything can still happen as tries to get into the middle to Jawitz. Jawitz with a shot, but easily saved it by Creamy. Jawitz couldn't quite get a powerful shot on target. Zinni to the left side of the field sees Creamy towards the backboard as there's no way Zinni drops it down. Should be easily cleared. No, it's Kofu there actually in position to follow up that pass from his teammate. Jawitz in the corner, tries to flick it past one, getting blocked by Kofu. Jawitz in the corner, missing the ball. It's Creamy on the wall, trying to force a 50 out, but no. I thought this game would be much higher scoring than this after we saw a goal in the first 10 seconds. Well, I want to say only 2 goals now, but already Kofu bringing Mustu Fluck in the lead, actually. 2 goals for him now.
Oh, Dennis. The first time that you asked me to make a prediction as one team scored, the second time, I think this game has been much lower scoring than I expect. You're getting Caster's curse pretty hard here as Mustu Fluck, they've come from behind to take the lead. I was going to say, it seems both these teams seem to be feeling each other out a little bit when it's mixed teams. The last game I casted was in the Slipstream Vortex, which really, is such high level. So teams that are so polished, so well drilled. This is quite different. It's teams that aren't as well drilled as a unit. They aren't as prepared. They're not as used to playing with each other, per se. I think that's really coming out here in game number 1. Still a long way to go in series, and still 2 minutes left in this one as Creamy trying to drive that ball forward. Jawitz is looking for a team, so if there's ever an opportunity to put yourself in the shop window, it's this.
And I mean, great player Jawitz is, so definitely. I mean, he can maybe here, on stream show what he can do, and why some teams want to pick him up. So he has a chance here to prove himself. Ask. Not Jawitz getting the save here. 1 minute to go, and we still see Mustu Fluck in the lead actually. Scream tries to get the ball into the middle, but S clears it out towards his own corner. As he gets to 50 now with Kofu, wins at 50. Jawitz upfield to S, but S no boost to work with and gets them straight off there, leaving Creamy a free clear there. Kofu pops it over one, really good flick there, but Defc there already to get the clear out. Really, I think in this game in particular, I think we have really seen a lot of ping pong play and a lot of back and forth play, but both teams can't really pass the midfield line. Every time the ball just gets followed up on the midfield by the opposition, and I think what both teams could do more is controlling the ball a little bit more, like we see Kofu doing here. Gets it +1 actually with the flip reset, really well done by him, but can't really get anything out of that. But I think the midfield play is there from both teams. Rather the offenses aren't really there, and I would have expected that way more, seeing a goal already in the first 10 seconds of this game.
Yeah, it has. I know it's been ping pong, but I would say it's been ping pong mainly towards that orange net. Mustu Fluck there, pretty mustard for the victory so far, as they have had 6 shots, just 4 going the other way, and it looks like they might get another one here. Decent chance from Kofu. That could have been very awkward if that pinch had gone flying into his own net. As it stands, though, here comes Creamy. Can you get that one forward? It is a fleck on, and it's a bit of a weird one, but Creamy's not going to care. I think that might have just secured the game number 1 victory for his side, Mustu Fluck.
Yeah, that's a really weird goal indeed. I think Defc just wanted to control that ball, but Creamy instantly followed up, dunks Creamy, or dunks his opposition. I think it was Defc trying to control the ball, and well, Sick now losing by 2 goals, 14 seconds to go, and this game 1 doesn't look too bright for them anymore after having that great start, getting a goal already in the first 10 seconds. Zinni trying to make it 4, but can't quite make it. Jawitz now 1-1 situation, but misses the ball, and that will be the game 1 done and dusted, going to Mustu Fluck. And I can't really say it was Sick playing at their best level. I think they can do more. I think they kind of slowed down after pretty much the first minute, because we have really seen Mustu Fluck being the better side. They're having the most shots as well, 9 shots against 4 shots on. I think really Sick, of course they are a trial team, they are a pickup team, but they still have a lot to prove. Of course, this best of 5 series, they still have a few games left, but they gotta prove it in game number 2, because of course if Mustu Fluck wins that one, then Mustu Fluck will get in match point going into game 3.
Yeah, I think it's also worth pointing out the potential fatigue of teams here. You know, they've been playing, they've won 3 games each so far, so they might just be feeling the stress a little bit. You know, you can never have too much Rocket League, but if you could, it might be about now. You know, it's a lot of it comes down to which of these teams can just grind this one out. You're going to have to win another best of 5 in this game, and potentially a best of 7 later. Who has the fortitude to stick it out? That's the question. Will Sick be able to come back and win game number 2? That's what's on everyone's mind at the moment as we are live back into it. It's going to be Sick still in the orange, going up against Musty Flick in the blue.
Yeah, and Sick are trying to get an early goal just like in game number 1. Well, they can still make it if Defsy has a good shot there, but gets it past his teammate, and it could have been a great counter-attack chance there for Mustu, but was just cleared out here by Defsy just in time. And Defsy gets a great flick actually, but getting saved by Creamy at the other side. As now trying to get a 50 against Cini. J-Waits takes it over, tries to take control, but Cini there already with a follow-up as the ball now falls into the middle in front of Sick's goal, but no really there to get a shot on target. Now a shot coming on target, but as they're being able to save the ball, J-Waits has some control of the ball in the air as well, but well, can get it into the middle, but no shot created from there. Defsy to the left side, but getting blocked there by a Mustu Fluck player. 4 minutes to go in this game number 2. It's a goalless game, so it's all tied up. Really, it is 6 game. It needs to be 6 game. They know that they really need to win this game. So otherwise, this series can be a very, very tough one to still win.
Yeah, reverse sweep in a semi-final is always going to be a massive ask. They've got to try and avoid getting to that situation by any means necessary. J-Watt's getting a good opening goal here, could have changed that, but instead Defsy is intercepted in the air. Creamy with a shot that Esk is able to stop. I don't think Esk's name's been said like at all, really. He's been incredibly quiet throughout this first game. Maybe he could be the man to step up and try and take Sick back into this series. Here he is now. Wins the 50 just about, tries to set it up for his teammate, and he does, over the bar. Here comes the follow through, not going to be going in. To flick a little bit away, and that's a missed flick on the halfway line. That could have set things up for a counter-attacking goal there, but at the moment the pressure is building a little bit on that Musty Flick neck. I think this is the best period of pressure we've seen from Sick all series.
Yeah, most definitely. Last game, it's really been Mustu Fluck having the majority of the pressure. Only 1 goal slipped in the first 10 seconds of that game, and Sick thought they had the game maybe under control, but well, the time would only tell for them that they really did not have that game under control. Lost at game number 1, and here they're in game number 2. Still a goalless game, but it's kind of back and forth, but I can see Sick being a little bit, the better team. Cini makes the save, had no booster work, so it bounces off the post. And that's a free open. Kofoot will not miss that. I think, that's Esk just got demoed, and that's why he just respawned back. I think that's the perfect demo there he could have imagined, because otherwise there would have been a free open. I think Esk, he will be really happy. He just got demoed at the right place at the right time.
If you send, thank you Buddha for reincarnating me just in time to save my side from going 1-0 down. They might take the lead here. Great save from Creamy. Looking to lead that one forward. A lot of mess in that. Maybe a little bit of overcommitting on the offense here could leave the Sick side short-staffed in the defense. Here comes Creamy in the air. Gets a good touch on. Intercepted though by Esk. That's a missed aerial. Could let them build an attack here. 1 minute 45 on the clock. It's crazy how there still has not been a goal in this game, despite there being a whopping 8 shots already. Pretty poor conversion rates. Could have been one there from Zinix. He's hit that ball straight at the keeper of Esk. Things a little bit awkward in the defense there for Kofed. That's hit towards the net, but Creamy's able to take this one down. Looks to start a dribbles it over 1, trying to go over JOX as well. He does a little bit. He's won the 50 here. He could set up his team perfectly. Great dribble. But in the end, his teammates, they were just in awe as well. They were sitting back watching him go, unable to follow that one in. Here comes JWETS on the wall, trying to set someone up. He does. Here comes Defsy to slide that one into the bottom right corner. And Sick, you said they needed the second game win. They've put themselves well and truly on course here.
Yeah, beautiful air control there by JWETS. Takes it all the way to the back wall, actually to the far post back wall, drops it down. And yeah, there was Defsy getting the ball in, but great assist there by JWETS, as we now see. Sick being up by 1 goal, and well, of course we saw the situation last game as well, where they were 1 goal up over Fluck, but then they just lost it. But then they still had 4 minutes and 50 seconds to defend that 1 goal lead. They lost that game 3-1. Now they only have 50 seconds to defend a 1-goal lead, or maybe even extend it by 1 goal. But they tried, but it doesn't work as of now. J-Wade's trying to get it towards the other side, but missing the ball as now. Oh, that's going towards the goal of Defsy, but Defsy is there in goal to get the ball out for now. Really, we see Mustu Fluck just trying to get past the defense of Sig, but Sig, I think, they really have this game under control. The defense looks really clean, and the rotations as well. I think we don't really see any mistakes now from the 6 defenders. They just all pretty, well-oiled in defense. And, they just know really what to do now. 14 seconds to go. And I think, that 1-goal lead they're having now, it looks like they're safe. Unless it will be
the teammate block
will go in, but it is a teammate block. And it will be really unfortunate there for Mustu Fluck.
Yeah, the whole game feels like it's been really unfortunate for Mustu Fluck, as they will meet their demise as the ball hits the ground. Series tied up 1-1. Sick with, I wouldn't say they set the world on fire with that performance, but you don't need to. You just need to grind out the win, and that's what they did successfully there. 1-0 victory, only the 1 goal coming in from Defsy. Just about squeezed that ball onto the defending player, just about squeezed a Game 2 victory. So the series back in the balance. And are you going to stick with your prediction going into game number 3, or do you think we might be seeing this series start to swing in favour of Mustu Fluck?
I think Sig will still have this in the bag. I think they're still the better players. It is really back and forth. It's really even. So there's definitely a big chance that Mustu Fluck will still win this series. But Sig they've been playing really well in game number 2. It was a really even game. I think I will still give this series to Sig, being winners of this semi-final. But time will tell. It's definitely Mustu Fluck. They're not counted out. They're not being dominated yet by Sig, and we have seen a really dominant game from Mustu Fluck actually in game number 1, being I don't want to say all over Sig, but they were definitely the better team then.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for this game to explode into light, and what a better time than game number 3, which is what we're currently live into. 20 seconds gone, bit of pinball on the halfway line, ball mainly centred towards that Mustu Fluck net. Sig looking to try and score the opening goal as they did in the last game, except last game it took them just about 3.5 minutes, which I'd say is not ideal. Here we go then, Kofed trying to win that one. He gets a nice touch on. Shot comes through. That's a little bit near the corner. It's a best of 7, I've just found out. Pretty sure someone's at best of 5. Apologies to everyone watching. So we've got plenty more Rocket League. That's great news. At least one more game, but I can't see this one ending in just a 5-gamer. I think this will be going all the way, Dennis. I don't know if you agree with that.
Yeah, definitely could go all the way to game 7. And what is better than a best of 5? It is a best of 7, and well, we have a really even semi-final here in a best of 7 series format, of course, in the semi-finals. Creamer fires off a shot. It's getting saved by J-Wade. That was a bang off a shot, but just not the right placement, just in the middle of the goal. It was high, but just being able to be saved there by J-Wade. But still pressure coming on. Now we see 2 players from Sig going for that save, as in the end getting the save on the scoreboard. Defsy going to force a 50 out. J-Wade's really after there, has to half flick. Gets it over 1 actually, really good control from him. Tries to get past the second one, but Kofu just says no. That was J-Wade's out, and I think, Sig is really, pretty much reliant on J-Wade. You have really seen a lot from J-Wade in the series already. A great assist, actually a good goal as well, and some great saves as well. So, maybe Mustu Fluck's tactic could be, getting J-Wade out of the play. Now we see Desh actually getting out of the play. But yeah, maybe that would be a good tactic for Mustu Fluck.
Yeah, you should be signed as his agent, because you're selling him very well there. He's trying to sell himself with a shot. Hits it forward, nothing Kofed can't deal with. I think anyone over the rank of bronze will be able to deal with that one. Looking to try and build their own attack here. Here comes Zinix in the air. Sort of loses out that 50 just about, and that's going to give Esk a chance to flick on towards that man, the key man J-Witz. It's going to be taken away though defensively, and at the moment it feels like whoever's going to score, it feels like it will be a counter-attack goal or one sort of weird pinch, as both teams are looking incredibly solid on the defense. J-Witz needs to test that theory, but Creamy able to slide that one from underneath his feet. Ball hit over Defsy. I'd say Creamy is looking pretty dangerous when he gets that ball under his foot and starts to dribble with it.
Yeah, just like you said, no risks really taken by both of these teams. Really, they're playing for passive and just well structured, rather than just throwing everything in and hoping for a goal. We're really not seeing too much risks leading to a goalless game as of yet, but just 1 goal could change that, to be honest. We still have 2 minutes in this game number 3. It's all tied up in this game, but also in the series. 1 game each. It could go anyway. It is a very even game, but both teams, I think they sense this game. They see it's rather a slow game, and I think they're playing much more passive than they possibly could. And I think that really leads to no goals being scored in this game number 3 as of yet. But there's still 1.5 minutes to go, and definitely the team that scores now could definitely have a big chance to winning this game. Because of course, if you score now, then the opposition don't have much time left to score that equalizer, and they will definitely try to score this one because of the crossbar, maybe a little bit above the crossbar, not in. But yeah, it's definitely now Sick trying to put up the pressure, but now it's going towards the goal. Sick, Creamy gets into the corner, getting cleared up, big clear there. Jerry's trying to go for the redirect. Zini now trying to get a 50, gets a 50, but Defsy now trying to get the ball down into the middle. Now the ball going towards the goal. Jerry will just clear it out in the corner. Can't quite control the ball anymore though, as we'll just take it over. As without Booze now going towards the goal of Defsy, but Defsy now going for edge dribble. Trying to get past one with Creamy there in the way to block the edge dribble from Defsy. Kofu now 1-1 situation, looks like now it's a 2v1 as we saw. J-Waits is rushing in, helping his teammates, backing him up. 30 seconds to go, really now it's do or die for both teams. It's really the team that scores now. Probably it's going to be a 1-goal game if it's in regular time or if it's going to be in overtime, but definitely it is a close game and will probably most likely end in a 1-goal game.
Yeah, that's the, I was about to say, that's what looks like the inevitability, and Defsy almost made it. So that's a good touch in the air by J-Wits. He's going to try and hit this one forward, try and get that 1 goal for his side. Creamy's going to let that one run. He's going to try and dribble it in the air. I feel like this is destined to hit the ground, and it does. I think Creamy sort of wanted to try and force the overtime there, which he has done successfully. So here we are in overtime. Nothing to separate the two sides in regulation. Neither of them have found the net yet. That will have to change at some point within the next infinity minutes of overtime.
Yeah, only time will tell. One of these teams, of course, will be the winners of game number 3 through an OT. So it's golden goal time. See Kofu getting an easy save, but that looks like the goal is wide open. J-Waits needs to get it. He does indeed off the crossbar. Now the follow-up, it's J-Waits again with the double save. Now in the counter-attack, J-Waits has to boost the work, but gets one into the corner, into the middle. That's a great assist, and that's a great finish as well. S will finish it, but J-Waits from defense all the way in offense, from the double save to also assist. That is a great play by him.
It's reminiscent of the goal that was scored in the last game, where it just about squeezed. That last time it was under a player, this time it was over them, and Sick. They're grinding out these 1-0 victories, Dennis. It's crazy how tight the margins have been, but it doesn't matter. Once you've won the game, you've won the game, and that's what Sick have done yet again. Another one under their belt. They take the 2-1 lead in the series. Still need 2 more game victories though to put themselves in that grand final and give themselves a crack at winning that sweet, sweet prize.
Yeah, 2-1 up in the series, and you could really see, of course, like you said, they're really just grinding for those 1-goal games, and that maybe also describes the play. So really passive, really trying to see what the other team does, maybe trying to counter attack them a little bit, but they're just playing so structured that that play style really works for them. So I think if they keep doing this, keeping their nets clean, no goal conceded, of course, last game. Probably because of the playstyle. I mean, if it works really well for them. It isn't the most flashiest way to win a game, but you just want to win. You just want to go to the grand final, and it is a best of 7, which is of course quite a long series. But 2-1 up, they have a 1 game cushion now, and now we see some damage coming out of Mustu Fluck, and that is actually going to be rewarding them into a goal. Creamy will just get it in. They couldn't score any single goal last game in 6 minutes, but this game they only need 20 seconds, and Creamy already takes Mustu Fluck in the lead.
Yeah, Dennis, I was about to say that Sick hadn't conceded in 11 minutes of Rocket League, but that statistic has just crumbled and died in my hands as they found the opener here. It's Creamy with it. I feel like he's been the most threatening player for his team of Mustu Fluck. He's been rewarded here with the opening goal from the first shot of the game. Hopefully that might liven things up and we won't be seeing a 1-goal game, which would mean we'd have to be goalless for the next 4.5 minutes. Seems like J-Wits doesn't want that to be the possibility. It's S on the ball now, trying to dribble this one in. Does so successfully at the cost of his own life as he's now dead. J-Wits trying to take this one up in the air. Gets a touch, trying to hit it on. Not quite able to, as they're going to try and take this one away. Here comes Zinix in the air, intercepted by Defsty. Ball unable to get out of that blue half as it has eventually, but Esk is going to put this one back in the mixer with a shot here. Creamy Good aerial interception, passes it to Kofit. He's trying to hit this one forward. Doesn't get a great touch. Jaywitz does though, looks to get the double. Doesn't quite get it though, so things still a tiny bit clunky on the offense here, but I feel like Sick, they're on course to get the oh god, the words have eluded me. They're on course to get their first goal of this game, Dennis.
Yeah, they're definitely on course to get an equalizer to
That's the word.
Yeah. To get this game equalized, you could just say it like that. 3-0 minutes to go, and we still see Mustu Fluck in the lead, but definitely Sick trying to get that first goal, their first goal of this game. They're actually trying to fake at Creamy, but Creamy will not be trapped by that. Gets about into the middle now actually, but it doesn't bounce too off for Kofit. Can't get a shot on. Only thing he could do is drop the ball back, but Jaywitz is there to intercept it. Takes out the boost into the wall, but can't really quite control it. Not really challenging there for Mustu. Really, they're all just waiting for Jaywitz to see what he's doing. And a lot of times you have seen Jaywitz going for an air drop or something, so you might as well just wait to see what Jaywitz is going to do with the ball. But definitely you can't give him too much time. Now we see the ball towards the other side. The net was actually complete open. Now a great input pass, to be honest. A great finish as well. Creamy finishes it off, but that is the perfect example of an input pass and a great play by both of these players.
Yeah, 100% there, Dennis. And I was just going to say, it feels like Creamy, he's added that one little bit of an aspect that he needed to his game in this game number 4. It's just that killer instinct, that being able to put that ball in the net, and he's done so twice already. And Mustu Flick, they're looking well on course here to winning this game. Maybe it's going to be okay, I've just been proved wrong. I was going to say maybe every time Mustu Flick win, it'll be a really dominant game for them. But if Sick win a game, it's just 1-0 all day long. But we have seen an equalizer here, or not an equalizer. Dennis, you said the word equalizer, and I was just so desperate to say it that I just injected it where it wasn't wanted. It's 2-1. They've got a goal back, and I'm hopeful that Sick, they might be able to make the comeback work here.
Yeah, and we haven't really seen, the very good goals coming out of game 1, game number 2, but now we have seen 2 great infield passes. Well, actually from Sick, we saw a pass upfield and the pass back into the middle, and double pass there from the players of Sick. So that was really well executed, but of course Mustu also scored from an infield pass. So really the team plays are popping off now, and that's really good to see in this game number 3. Of course, in this game number 4, I have to say. Of course, the game Mustu wants to win. Otherwise, it will be Sick going into match point, going into game number 5, being 2-1 up as of now. Another infield pass, and that's the 3rd infield pass in this game already. You haven't really seen them all series long, but now Jaywitz getting another goal on his name, and then again an assist from Defsy.
I'm going to draw a parallel, Dennis. It's like whenever I didn't know what the word equalizer was, and then when I found out what it was, I wanted to use it so much. It's like these teams, they just forgot what an infield pass was, and then when they've realised, they both want to use it as much as possible. And that's what they've gone and done here. 3 great infield passes, 3 great goals as a result. Zinix has just killed 2 people in a row, but the one man still alive is Esk, and he's able to make the save that stops his team slipping from behind. This is definitely the most exciting game of this series so far, and Jaywitz could put another twist in the tail. Unable to do so though, Defsy trying to re-centre. Not able to do so. It is cleared away as far as Jaywitz, who sets up SK. Not the best pass in the world, but Zinix able to save things for his side, as it feels like the next goal here could really shift the momentum of not just this game, but the entire series.
Offenses of both teams improved massively since last game. We all see, some great goals, some great chances as well. Not even being rewarded into goals, but definitely some great chances. See Jaywitz, try to fake out the input pass, pops it over one, but that was a free chance. That was a big whiff as well. I think it was from S. That was the biggest chance of this game probably. Didn't got scored. We still see an equalized goal. Jaywitz, I think they already celebrated the goal after he gave that assist to Esk. I think maybe Esk celebrated the goal as well. That was just a wide open shot. Well, it wasn't open in the goal, but it was a very clear shot. But didn't get scored by Sick in this game. Like you've said, it might be the last goal wins this game. Just like last game, I think, where you also saw an overtime. This game might see an overtime as well. 20 seconds to go. We see both teams having made 2 goals, but that isn't all open net, as Defsy will just get it in. Will get his first goal of the game, and we will put Sick, even more importantly, on 3 goals now.
Yeah, I'm a bit confused here. Was this actually going in from Defsy, or was it a hit in from the goalkeeper? I think it might have just about been clipping the outside of the post. That would be a disastrous one to concede if you were the man in the net. So Looks like they might have subverted our expectations here. 3 goals back to back to back coming through from Sick to try and swing this game back in their favour, put them on the series and grand final point. They will be playing in the next game if they win this one, which they do, Dennis, just for us. And last 2 games, the attacks were looking toothless. This game, they were looking pretty ruthless.
Yeah, and Jared's saying in the chat, GG's thinking it's a best of 5, but well, you still got to play a game, buddy. You're still not done here, and you still got to win this series. You still need to win at least. Well, you still need to win one more. You still have a few lives left to get that win, because 3-1 up in the series, and Mustu Fluck, they would need 3 more wins in a row, of course, to win this series still. But match point time here for Sick, and they will definitely be happy with that. And some good performances as well, some good goals. Definitely the first 2 of Sick. But we also have seen some good goals from Mustu Fluck. So definitely, the offenses have definitely been improved since the first few games of this series. But the game number 4 was, really enjoyed to watch, and I hope to see more of that in this game number 5.
Yes, let's forget what came before. Forget the 1-0s. Forget the open net misses. Just remember that beautiful 5-goal game we just saw. And this, Dennis, they're setting it up. This is going to be the same thing. Dempsey scored. There's 6 seconds gone, Dennis. It's happening. It's going to be a great game.
Yeah, what a control there by Defsy. Gets a flick into the ball, into the air dribble as well. And that's, greatly executed by him. A great solo goal from him, straight from the kick of 6 seconds in. And Sick really, they do like those early goals. We have seen it in some few other games as well, where they just got a goal in pretty much the first 2 seconds of the game already. Maybe kickoffs, it is just their thing. And it just showed here, as we saw Defsy. Well, it wasn't even the kickoff that did the deal, but really the solo effort there by Defsy. Well, of course, you need the teammate to get a good kickoff, to get it up to the wall, but Defsy in the end, really, really good mechanical play by him. 30 seconds in, it is Sick in the lead. I see J-Wade's popping it down. Oh, that's a great job there, and it's going to be finished as well by Ask, and that's another great play there by Sick.
Yeah, I thought most of the great goals had in this series had been scored by Mustu Flick, but that one was Sick, excuse the pun, as the player in the net. Narrowly unable to stop that one going in, just sitting over the goal line. See that one go sliding just ahead of him, and it's a mountain to climb here for the boys of Mustu Flick. Got to get their hiking gear on right about now. Ask looking to take this one forward, and dare I say, I think a 3rd goal for Sick might just kill the dream off here of the reverse sweep. He seems to be going for an aerial here. Jaywitz with a good flick away. The defenses look so strong in the opening minute here from the Sick side. Their offense hasn't been looking shabby either, as they're going to recenter that one. Here comes Jaywitz off the ceiling, not really able to get the touch he would have wanted. Hits that one back. Good interception by Zenix. He's looking to try and get an opener here. Instead, it's going to be his teammate coming through the air. That shot's a little bit wide. So a much more open game. It's crazy how much this has turned. I mean, if you showed me this game 2 games ago, I wouldn't have believed you. I would have thought, this can't be the same team, surely.
Yeah, no, definitely not. I think, the first 2 games, we have really seen midfield play. Oh, that's a great dunk by Jay. It's getting the 3rd for Sick. Came out of nowhere, out of the air, just, going for the ball again. I think no one really would have expected the Zinni try to get control on that ball. But, well, J-Waits is there taking the ball off. Yeah, just like you said, we see a much more open game. We see midfield plays not really happening anymore, and really, we see more, plays at, well, really the side of Mustu Fluck, really at the goal of Mustu Fluck. And I have seen Mustu Fluck actually being in offense pretty much like 1 time, I think, in this whole game, and now they are in the offense as well, as X needs to get it again. He does indeed so, but definitely it is a complete different game than in the first 2 games, where we saw really structured game style from both of these teams. Not much goals, but here we are, 2 minutes in, 3 goals, and all of them made by Sick, and they're in match point as well. Can this be the 4th of the game? No, it is not. Kofood shot on target, but J-Wade's there to be able to save it. And now all Sick really got to do is keep the defense clean. They don't need to push too much in offense anymore, and then they have this series in the back and will progress, of course, to the grand final. Match point for them, 3 goals up, and we're approaching halftime in this game number 5.
Approaching halftime indeed, things slowing down a little, but that's a gift of a goal to Defsy. Thank you very much, he says, as he slides home his 2nd goal of this game. It was Zenix with the mistake that let him slide in, and that might just put things beyond the boys on Mustu Fluck. They're going to have to dig deep here if they want to be the Infinitude Series 3 champions. Will they be able to do so? That's what we're going to have to wait and find out. They're on the attack early here. Creamy going to have to go for that ball on the slide wall. Gets a touch forward, goes for the aerial, wins the 50. It's quite high up here. Kofod trying to get that one, gets a good touch in. That's towards the box. Will there be a man to follow it in? Nope, just defenders. Weird. Don't know if that was intentional. If it was intentional, fair play. We'll pretend that was some sort of, what's the word, midfield genius passing play and not just an accidental flick into your aerialing teammate. As another passing play comes out, Kofod with a touch that's back to back up in the air. I don't think that's what he meant to do. Here comes Creamy with the switched car. I didn't realise he's switched to the Octane from the Fennec. See if it makes a change in his fortunes, which were looking pretty good in the last game when he scored 2 goals. This side need to get scoring pretty soon though, as J-Wits looks to put some nails on some coffins here. Unable to do so as Kofod gets the ball past him. Doesn't get it past Defsy though. Tries to set up the ball in the centre. Here comes J-Wits. It's a little bit awkward for him. Recenters it for his teammates who aren't theirs. There's going to be Zinix trying to dribble this one away, and they just can't get out of their own box here, it seems, Mustu play, which is definitely not ideal when you're 4-0 down.
They gotta do that rather sooner than later, because they have 1.5 minutes to score 4 goals. You know, if you're down by 2 goals, that's still possible. But 4 goals in 1 minute and 20 seconds, their biggest enemy is the time right now, and they need to score. They need to get out of their box, which they're doing. And there was a big chance there, but missed, I think, by Kofod. That was. But yeah, there was a big chance there, and you know, at this moment, you need to take every chance you have, because if you don't, then you know you're running out of time. And most of they know that. If Ask gets it in, I think he's getting it in. Yeah, he's getting it in. I think most of no one really going for it anymore. I think they already gave up at this point. City going for the 100 boost, Creamy pre-jump, they couldn't really get it anymore, and then there was no one in goal, and Ask will just get it in for the 5th goal of SiC.
Yeah, it feels like Ask has just suddenly changed his mind and decided to do some air racing there with those manoeuvres. Goes spinning around in circles, spinning over the defence and pirouetting into a 5th goal for his team. I think SiC will be in the grand final pretty soon, unless we see, well, what I have to say would probably, not to use any hyperbole, Dennis, but I would say the greatest miracle ever if somehow a comeback came from this pretty dire situation. 35 seconds on the clock. If you had to pick a wee MVP from the SiC side, who would it be and why? Keep some flavour in the dying seconds of this game.
It is a hard one. I think, you know, J-Race, I mean, I already knew he plays incredibly well. He did get a 6th goal here. It will be Defsy actually getting the 6th, getting his hat-trick as well. But, you know, I think, you know, J-Race, he's been there to set a lot of things up for his team. He's not necessarily getting the goals. I think he's been important in offense with the assists, but also some good goals as well, but definitely also in defense. I think I still go for J-Race. He didn't have the most points, but really, you know, being able to get some good assists as well, some good input passes, but also some great saves, I think.
Oh no!
Terrible open that miss. Oh, we see the Kek W coming in the chat right now. That has to hurt for the Mustu Fluck player. I mean, the game was lost anyway, so it doesn't matter too much, but he will definitely be not happy with that open that miss. But yeah, SiC being the winners of this game, I would say J-Rate's been MVP, well, of course, of this game, but also of this whole series. Yeah, he didn't have the most points all of the time, but definitely I think he has been the most consistent and the most valuable player for SiC, having the saves, having the assists, and also, you know, sometimes getting the goals in. Just like in this game, 3 assists, 3 saves as well. Well, only Defsy and Esk combined only have 1 single save made by Esk. So yeah, that also just shows something that J-Race doesn't only contribute in the offense, but also in defense.
Yeah, he's a multi-talented man. 3 assists in that final game. An excellent performance by SiC. Well worthy of the grand final. I think they won those games 1-0, and they really just at the end, they were like, oh, guys, we can win more than 1-0. We just went 6-0. Maybe just showing Mustu Flick. Their resolve was broken. Their spirits were down. And in the end, they will be knocked out of this series at the penultimate hurdle. SiC in the grand final. That's going to be an incredibly exciting game, Dennis. And I hope all the viewers are looking forward to it.
Yeah, and we have the other finalists already waiting for them, which will be Cario. If I just have a little look at the roster, if I can get it up, I think it will be Choke, Cario, and Asperg, 3 really familiar players in the bubble scene. So that's going to be a big challenge there for all the players of SiC. They just, you know, got over, you know, already a big challenge. Creamy, not the worst player, definitely not. They beat him, and now the one of those teams, SiC or Cario, will be, of course, the winners of the Infinitude series free, and we'll actually receive the 100 euros, of course, provided by our partners, by our sponsors, in challenger mode. But yeah, we're just gonna wait. We're just gonna see how the final is going to be. Of course, also a best of 7 series. So we're just going into a little break, setting some things up. So get yourself a snack, get yourself a drink, and we will be back with you really shortly.